Now I would like to call upon our second speaker, Dr. Ganeshan Shanmugavelu sir. I would like to briefly introduce the professor that he is lecturer in the Department of Educational Studies, Institute of Teacher Education, IFOS campus, Perak, Malaysia, and he has got 28 years of teaching. He has completed his PhD in Malaysian history, and he has published his research paper in various index journals, Scopus and ISI journals. In 2020, he has published 5 research articles in index journals, including 2 Scopus and 6 ISI journals. And he has also got an excellent. He has received an excellent award for publication also. In April 2021, he and his team won 3 awards: Gold Award, Best Award, and Best Presenter Award. And from January to September 2021, he has published 10 research articles in both Scopus, ISI, and other indexing journals. So I would like to hand over the session to you, sir.
Okay, Mr. Zamir, thank you very much for the introduction.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, that is my achievement since last year and this year. Of course, I already published 10, so I hope I can publish another 3 more to make it 13 papers for this year. Okay, let me share my slides.
Okay, sir.
Is that? Can you view my slide?
Yes, sir, it's coming now.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, my topic will be my discussion or my talk, my session will be on publications in high impact journals. As what Prof. Bala said, besides doing research, we need to publish. So where are we going to publish? We have to publish in a journal, all right? Even if it's a research article. So what kind of journal are we going to publish? Normally, research scholars and academicians are looking for high impact journals which carry value. Besides that, we also can publish in other reputed journals like refereed journal and so on, index in other index body and so on. All right, implications in high impact journals. Since we have a lot of Malaysian scholars here, Malaysian students here, actually this slide I share in Malay language and English, but I'll focus in English language because I was conducting a session early in June in my college, in Malaysia, for all the participants in Malaysia on this topic on publications in high impact journal. So there is a pantun here, okay, rhyme here in Malay. So our Malaysian students can read through these. Kuning emas, masak padi, bawang merah, dahannya berduri. Terima kasih. Thank you, Daun Keladi, kerana sudi menghadirkan diri. For those participants who are here, pergi ke pangko, membeli bilis, singgah di lumun menjamu selera, izinkan saya memulakan majlis, membuka kata, memula bicara. In English is, let me start my session to all our Indian participants. All right, let's look at the introduction. What are the high impact journals? What is that actually? So journals are the custodians of scientific endeavor and advancement. They aim to publish sound research with enduring conclusions that will stand careful scrutiny and validation. As such, they are always seeking to publish material that has an impact. So journals which have high impact always have a lot of reputation among scholars throughout the world. Okay, so we as research scholars always looking for publication in high impact journals. So as an aspiring researcher like us or our students here, the undergraduate students or masters or PhD students, your aim is to publish your research in a high impact journal. Therefore, to produce a high quality research paper, high quality research must be performed. Once you have performed your research with high quality, what are you going to do now? Are you just going to keep it just for reference, or you're going to publish? When you publish, a lot of people, all researchers, all research scholars will be reading your research article. So this will give an impact for you. So in reality, This is not as simple as it sounds. Some essential requirements are needed to achieve success. Even the most experienced researchers sometimes overlook these essential requirements, and the output often ends up in lower tier journals. So sometimes of course, we aim to publish in high impact journal. Sometimes our research article is rejected and so on. So sometimes we can publish, at last the article will be published in lower tier journals. It depends on the researcher. All right. Publishing your research article in the journal with high impact factor will advance your academic life and career in the future. Just now, Prof. Bala was talking about academic excellence. So one of the excellence is publication. So where are we going to publish? Excellent technical writing skills are needed to explain the results of your research to journal editors quickly. Once you already finish writing your article and doing the research, so you have to look for a journal so that your work is published. Okay, what is high impact journal? What is a high impact journal? In academic publishing, aiming high means selecting a target journal with the best possible impact factor. Like ISI journal has impact factor, and Scopus journals have QI, Q2, Q3. So these are the impact factor. This impact is a measure of leadership, the number of other researchers your article will reach once published. Journals with wider circulations therefore have higher impact factors. So what we're going to do now, aim high, shoot for the stars, but choose appropriately. Choose appropriate journal for us to publish our research article. Researchers around the world all want to publish as many papers as possible. This is very common. In the best journals possible, as quickly as possible. So because sometimes our work nature is like that for our KPI, key performance index and so on. So many universities are looking for, they want the lecturers to publish and see number of publication per year and so on. So competition for higher impact factor journals are intense. Journal selection is a critical initial step of the research publishing process. So we have to select a proper journal. So many successful academics don't start to write until they have selected a target journal, as this provides both the target audience and structure for their work. Okay, this is a process. Okay, so we as academics, what are we going to do? Okay, so it's all depend on us with our research work, our article, and so on. Simple steps to targeting at higher impact factor journal, high impact factor journal. Okay, make yourself aware of the journals in your field that other successful academics use. First of all, we must know what field are we in, what are we going to write, what is our research base. Learn about the journals in your field with higher impact factor. So we have to do some homework, search for journals with high impact. Then we decide to send our article for review. Use simple, effective English and a clear structure to get your message across when you send your article. What are the key journals in your field? Take a look at the reference list of a handful of recent key articles in your field to check which journals are most important for other researchers. One of the best tips out there for effective paper writing is to see how others structure their papers, as well as which journals they are choosing when making submissions. So we need to do a lot of research work, groundwork, homework to know about this. It's not just I've written an article, simply send to any journal. We must know which journal we are sending, how good is the journal, what is the impact factor, and so on. Review process is later, right? We have to send first, see what is the review, what is the comment, what is the suggestion. This is future. Once you already send your article. What is your research story? What we're going to publish? What you're going to publish? The key trick to master if you are going to contribute your papers to high impact factor journals is making them interesting to wide pool of readers. Editors at leading publications are looking for papers that capture people's interest. Okay, this is very important. So our writing skill is very important once we have done your research. So you can do this by thinking about the wider context of your research. So what is your research? What you're doing, what you have done, how it can give impact to the audience, to the people when they read our research article, all right? So how does your work relate to a current hot topic? What's the truly original nature of your results? How and why is your work new and interesting? What's new and challenging about the outcomes of your study? Are you providing a solution to a difficult problem? Okay, so this is all what we need to know when we're going to write. I mean, after we do the research, the writing, and the process to publish, all right? So these are the main important factors that we need to know. Journal, okay, this one I skip because this is in Malay language, index journal and peer-reviewed journal. These are all in Malay. This is the difference between impact journal and peer-reviewed journal. All right. Okay. What we scholars always looking for is Scopus and ISI Web of Science, WOS. Which one? Okay, this one depends on us, which one we want to focus. The competition between two international and multidisciplinary database is Scopus and WOS. WOS motivated researchers to compare them to identify the similarities and differences. What is ISI, International Scientific Indexing, and WOS, Web of Science, all right? So this, I think most of us know as research scholar, and we have already published a lot of articles in this Scopus and WOS Index Journal. So it's not a problem. So this one I can skip. There are many more indexing and so on. Journal indexing actually helps maintain the ethics and quality in terms of publication and increase visibility, validity, availability, and readership of a paper. Journals can increase their research and impact by getting their publication indexed by one of more database. Besides the most reputed one is ISI and WS and Scopus. Actually, there are many indexing body like Google Scholar, ERA, ERIC, and so on. So these are all peer-reviewed journal. For me, of course, when we talk about Scopus and ISI, people are focusing for Scopus and ISI. Besides that, for a beginner, to start off somewhere, we can send our work to other index journal like ERIC, ERA, and Google Scholar, and many other things. So you can send them first to get the experience. And when our work is published, later you can go with ISI or Scopus Index Journal. It's not a problem. Or you can straight send to Scopus also. It's not a matter, okay? But I started off with the peer-reviewed journal first, like ERIC and ERA first. Then I started to send my research papers to Scopus and ISI. Of course, there are times my paper is rejected, but that is not the issue. Okay, later I can discuss about once it's rejected, what you're going to do and so on. So indexes are the standards and certification that journals manage to take if they comply with a set of principles and rules applicable to each successful indexing body. Okay, what is Scopus? Okay, I don't have to talk about this. We know what is Scopus. It's the world's largest abstract citation database. Okay, this one I can skip. What does Scopus work? ISI index came from all over scientific areas and have a year and a 5-year impact factor. So this is a comparison between Scopus and ISI. This one we can read through our experience and can read in the internet. This one I can skip. So how can you know if a journal is Scopus index? Okay, how we can know? Or ISI index. As a researcher, you would want to submit a research article someday, and for that, you would have to select a journal that fits your area of research, as well as finding out if it is indexed in key abstracting index database such as ISI, SCI, SCIE, Scopus, or ESCI. So we have to do some homework, browse in the net, look for these journals which is indexed in this ISI or Scopus, then we decide. And depend on the field of study we're going to send. We don't simply send our research work to an article which is not related to what we have written. For sure they will reject. So we must be careful on that actually. Okay, this is Scopus Index Journal. It's okay. This one I can skip. You can go to the Scopus website. You can check also from there. This is impact factor. So this is one example. This journal is in India, in Tamil Nadu. EPRA. EPRA. There are few journals under EPRA. This is EPRA International Journal of Research and Development. IJRD. It's a ISI index, but not under WOS. It's ISI index. And also it's indexed in Crossref, Google Scholar, Publons, Clarivate, and so on. So I have published papers in this journal in India last year and also this year. All right. So we can try out like this. It's not a problem. So we need to get experience, especially for students or masters and PhD students who are going to complete their degree. They have to start writing and to publish in any of these index journal. Doesn't matter it is ISI or Scopus. It's not the issue. As long as our work is published for the beginning part, you go for this kind of journals. But this is ISI journal. And they have one more. EPRA also. This is EPRA International Journal of Multidisciplinary Research based in Tamil Nadu, India. I have published many papers here. So those who are interested can publish here also, can send the article here. Okay, no problem. After the review, we see what is their comment, and once it's published, so that is your published work actually. Right. This is academic writing in Malay, penulisan ilmiah, academic writing. I skip this one in Malay. Okay, sometimes many journals, this is another journal, Shanlax International Journal of Education. This is indexed in ERIC. Okay, you can see that now indexed in ERIC. It's also indexed in WorldCat, Ulrich Web, Crossref. So this is their advertisement call for paper. Last year, I published many articles in this journal. They have Shanlax International Journal of Education, and also Shanlax International Journal of Arts, Humanities, and Science. They are already there for a few years. And last year, they got indexed in ERIC for this education journal. And last year, when I contribute papers to this journal, they asked me to write more because they already applied for Scopus status. So one of the criteria given by Scopus is they need a lot of research or writers from all over the world, international. So that's why I contributed last year around 3 or 4 articles to Shanlax in Tamil Nadu, but they haven't got Scopus yet. I think very soon they will get Scopus, very soon. Scopus is not given immediate the first year of our publication. We start our publication, any of the journal. It takes some time. So they are in the process, they already apply. Okay, this is one example I give you, Shanlax International Journal. Okay, how to get published in a high-impact journal? In Bahasa Melayu, in Malay language, high-impact journal, here you can see, journal berimpak tinggi. High is tinggi, impact is berimpak, journal is journal. So for those who are Malaysian students, they know. So those from India, you learn few words in Malay. Journal berimpak tinggi, high-impact journal. How to be published here? Macam mana nak publish dalam high impact journal? Alright. First, a strong title. What is your title of your work? Okay, what is your research about? So of course, any research, you need a title, topic, right? So you need a strong title to publish an article in high impact journals. The document titles should be informational, introduce catchy terms, all right? Catchy terms informing the reader of the discovery. It must be clear and concise so that the reader can know what the paper is about, all right? So they should, your title must be catchy, all right? They should be used as hooks to attract readers, especially reviewers than editors, because the reviewer plays important part when we send our article to the journal. So first, the title, a strong titles. Second, make good use of figures and tables. Your figures and tables are the heart of your document. Figures and tables are usually the fastest way to communicate large amounts of complex information, complicated to explain in the text. Many readers jump straight to the figures to have an idea of what the paper is all about. So some articles you can see we put figures and tables which can impress the reviewer or the readers to start reading our article when it is published. All right, next one. Number 3, your research must be robust and solve a significant problem. Before you consider submitting your paper, this is not PhD thesis, this is your research paper, all right? Ask yourself if you can concisely describe your journal. More specifically, the influential journals are looking for relevant literature works, which have to solve a significant problem and have serious consequences, both for the application and something more fundamental. So, see what is your research and how it can contribute to the knowledge, of scholars and any readers, all right? So it's number 3. And then number 4, write a clear abstract. Abstract is very important, participants, because even in the thesis, we read the abstract first, then we can understand what the thesis is going to be, all right? So the abstract is usually written in a standard predefined format. The abstract is the summary of your paper, right? The first few lines provide necessary information about the field, followed by a history of questions or problems encountered in the area. It is the second most crucial part of your paper, right? Abstract is very important. It's like a first impression. Sometimes people see the title, definitely title, then they go for the abstract to see what is in the article, what is in all about, what is the story there, all right? Okay, so number 4. Number 5, this is number 4 again. It should abstract. It should outline the subject, highlight the problem that the article is trying to address, summarize the main result, and explain the potential benefits and usefulness of this result. The down one is actually in Bahasa Melayu. Maybe I can read out because we have a lot of Malaysian scholars here. Abstract article perlu mengandungi pendahuluan, introduction, a short introduction about the research, tentang kajian. Selepas tu penulis perlu menerangkan objektif. So after that, the writer must explain the objective of the research. And the writer also perlu menjelaskan methodology, must explain the method, research design, and the sample used for the research. And penulis juga perlu menerangkan dapatan. We have to conclude all the findings in our abstract, a briefing, a short, a written explanation on the finding of our article, our research. So this is abstract all about. All right, abstract. Article. All right. Okay. So jumlah bilangan this is a number of words in the abstract. It depends on the journal. Okay. Many journals have their own procedure and criteria. So normally it is not more than 100 words, or maybe around 100 to 300 words. So what we need to do as a researcher who are going to contribute or going to publish in an article in a journal, we need to check that particular journal, what is their criteria of writing abstract. So you follow the criteria which is stated in the journal's procedure, okay? So every journal, different journal got different criteria. So we must be aware on that, okay? So different format of writing abstract. So you follow that as what the journal concern. Okay, so we're going to choose a journal. So then we have to look into the criteria given. So we follow the criteria. Okay. You must write number 5 concisely and clearly. To write effectively, you must be able to communicate. We are communicating our ideas. We have done the research, we communicate the ideas, and we are throwing the ideas on paper through our writing. So this is what actually all about, writing. Like Prof. Bala said, right, we need to publish or perish. What we're going to do once we have a lot of research work, we do this and that. If we don't publish, what is the use of a research work? It's just going to be kept like that without doing anything. So we publish in journal so that once it's published, it will be read, okay, throughout the world. If it's an international journal, so people will get ideas, and then they will quote, they will put, they will write in their article later, citation, and so on. For this reason, you need to learn the basics of writing and communicating professionally. We are communicating through writing in the article to be published in a reputed journal, high impact journal. That's what actually. So good writing is often short, unambiguous, and concise. Okay. So writing skill is also very important. Many people don't write because they feel we spend a lot of time. We need to sacrifice our time if we want to publish in high impact journal. Okay, we need to sacrifice somewhere for something. Sacrifice is very important, right? Without that, you don't get anything. Like Prof. Bala just now was telling how we sacrifice a lot. He sacrificed a lot of money, not to get the money, so that he can go to other place to publish his paper, to present. I know his story when he told me. He used his own money to go and present paper internationally. Okay. All right. Then number 6. Focus on your paper productivity. When publishing influential journals, a useful strategy is to focus on the productive links between one's research and recent articles. Your main goal is to show how your work is evolving, revising, adopting, or relying on previously published research, opening up valuable dialogues and promoting knowledge and applications in the field, in your field, in what you're going to write. Remember, you are not in competition with anyone. Okay, it's very simple. When I want to publish my paper, I don't have to compete with others. It's my work. It's all my work. I sacrifice my time. It's my knowledge. It's my research. So what am I going to do now? I'm going to publish in a journal. So it's not a competition. Who's going to publish first? Who's going to publish next? Who's going to get award? No. Unless you are actually involving in a competition, like innovation competition. That one different. This one, your research work, your paper, your publication is all yours. So I'm not competing. So I take my time. I do the best as I can. I follow all the regulations, rules and regulations by the journal that I'm going to send my article. I follow the criteria, then I send. Okay, so this is how we're supposed to do. That's how we're going to send also. All right. So don't ever think that I have to compete. There is no competition. There is no gold medal, silver medal, or bronze medal when you write your paper. All right. It's your own work as a researcher to be excellent in academic. Like Prof. Bala said, right? Research skill towards academic. So this is writing skill, publication skill. We are not going to publish. The journal is going to publish. But our writing skill is the next step when the journal is going to publish our work. Okay. All right. Then number 7, we need to also collaborate with experienced researchers. When you collaborate with researchers who have already published articles in major journals, it can be beneficial for improving your research and attracting the reviewer's attention. This set of people will bring valuable research resources and publishing experience into the project and significantly increase the initial publication chances and later in a reputable journal. When Prof. Bala told us just now regarding one of our research work, which was published in a journal in Peru, in South America, journal analysis labor regarding some issues on labor issues. So we send in English language, they translate into Latin language and published. Okay, so we work in a team. And same goes to last year when I published my research work. I asked Prof. Bala to join and give some ideas. So last year we published one article in Shanlex on labor movement, Indian labor movement in the estates in the state of Kedah, Malaysia. All right. And this year I get involved. Dr. Nadarajan is here, lecturer in Sabah, to get involved in my work, and we work as a team. And he checked the language and so on. We publish. Same goes to another paper just we published on leadership. I get involved. Mr. Jagdeep Singh is here also today. He's a principal in a secondary school. He has a lot of knowledge on leadership. I get his information. So we work together. We publish one paper. So this is how we publish. All right. And we can work in a team. Sometimes 3 or 4 scholars write and publish the work. Okay. Of course, we don't work individually. We can work in a team, no problem. Okay, it's not an issue actually. In fact, so more knowledge, more experience we will get when we collaborate. All right. And then number 8, follow the journal's instruction. Just now I was mentioning, right, the criteria set by the journal. We follow their criteria. If your research is brilliant and revolutionary, you have an excellent story. We are not going to tell a fiction story. It's a real story. Our research is our story. So how are we going to put in writing? Your numbers are excellent and your writing is clear. You can increase your chances of being accepted by carefully following the journal's rules. Meaning that every journal have their criteria, instruction. So follow. Okay, just follow them, what they want. So we send our article. Let the editor know that you have tried your best to make things easier for them. Okay, so we need to browse the journal's website, look at what they want, what is their criteria, and what is their journal about. We cannot do some research on education and we send our work in a science related journal. Of course, they will reject. So we must know what is our field and look for that journals that whichever publish papers based on or related to our field of studies. Okay, all right, this is very important to get published. And then number 9, respond honestly to the comments of the reviewer. When we send our paper, the reviewer will review our paper. So when you want to resubmit a paper after it might have been revised, make sure you include an extensive document that summarizes all the changes that the reviewer suggested and the changes you made to your paper in response to the correction. Okay, once they give comments, we have to resubmit our paper based on the comment. So we try to improve. We revise it as what the comment wants and send back so that it will be published. Okay. Stay with the facts and don't get angry with modification. All right. So here, if sometimes the comments are very, very detailed. This is wrong. This is not right. So sometimes we get panic. We get stressed. Oh my God, my paper is so bad. Is it? No. The comments are very good for you to improve, for us to improve our paper before it is published. So please do not respond to reviews, comments immediately you receive them. Read, think for several days, discuss with others, and then write an answer. All right. Don't simply, when we get the comment, or immediately we try to correct and send. Take some time, see what is the comment, look for other material sources, whichever comment, whichever related, then write again, review again, and rewrite again according to the comment. Sometimes we get stressed. Sometimes our paper will be rejected. Some more, that one is more worse. When rejected, we feel that this is gone, or end of the world, because my paper is rejected. No, that is the beginning for you to improve so that you can write a better paper to send to that journal or to another journal and make sure they want to review our article. That's more important. So the bottom line here is there is no rocket science in publishing your article in high impact journal. All you need to do is to make sure you prepare your work very well. It is necessary to focus on the document's essential elements, namely the title and the summary. It's not easy. Of course, it will take some time, stress, timing, sacrifice of time, and so on. All right. An essential guide for overall. First, draft your manuscript. Okay, this is our basic guide. After you are done with your research and have achieved some fantastic results, it is time to prepare your manuscript. We are not going to do the research and keep it. For what? Who's going to read? So it is better to prepare our writing. Okay, we write out. The simple secret of successful writing, scientific or otherwise, is that your story should make sense. It's not the fiction. In Malay, they say cerita panglipo lara or cerita dongeng. No, it's a true story, true research, true finding, true data. Okay, all reliable. So this is what your story about, where you're going to write it again in the article form and then going to publish. All right, this is A. B, before manuscript submission, before we submit our written work, it is always a good idea to get help from a non-specialist colleague to review your manuscript and give you feedback on it. More importantly, the colleague can advise if your story is good and your manuscript makes sense. Proper attention should be paid to the title of the manuscript and the abstract to the editor. Okay, before sending, you must make sure these are the things I'm going to do. Okay, next one. Before that, an abstract, this is also including that is regarding abstract. Many editors read only the abstract of the manuscript they receive. Therefore, it should be able to tell the whole story. Abstract. So make sure you follow the guidelines given by the journal when drafting your abstract and be mindful about the word limit for abstract. So this is in the second part just now. And then D, choosing a journal. So after we have written everything, so now we're going to choose a journal. Choosing a suitable journal is one of the most important and difficult aspects of publishing a research work. High impact journals want to publish new findings and that have a major impact on the field. So this is what defines high priority. You also need to be honest about the quality and impact of your work. No, we are honest. What we have done, this is our work. So this is what I'm going to publish. So there will be an impact for our work, in fact. And then it is a good idea to accurately assess the quality of your work and aim for the most appropriate journal from the start. Okay. Therefore, check the goals, assignments, interest, scope, etc. of the journal. So it's not just sitting and trying. We have to do our homework, search, browse, and see which journal we're going to send, then decide. Or maybe we have written our work, and then we see this journal, so we just modify, rewrite or whatever, and we send according to the criteria set by the particular journal, all right? And then E, manuscript submission. So once your manuscript is received by the online system of the journal, it will be carefully examined by the editorial. If your manuscript is sent for external review, normally they will send for external review, it means you have made an impression and pitched work to a high impact journal. This is the beginning, all right? The most common reason for immediate rejection. Sometimes, once we send, immediately we get response, your article is rejected. What is the reason? One of the reasons maybe it's not suitable for the journal. So that's why they reject. So that's why we have to be very careful of what we write and what we're going to send, where we're going to send, to which journal. It's very important, all right? So this is manuscript submission. And next one, external peer review. If the editors decide that your manuscript is worthwhile and have a chance of publication, they will seek external peer review. So here, the percentage of manuscripts selected for this route varies from one journal to another. It depends on the particular journal. However, the high impact journals will send only the best papers for external peer review. So this is the process actually. So I think most of us know about this, especially those scholars here, research scholars. We already know about this. We know what is the criteria and what is the step. All right. Important review decision. If you receive an important revision decision, it means that your manuscript has a chance, but it's not been accepted for publication yet. They're only going to review. The editors expect you to treat the comments completely and fairly. So once they already review, maybe they send back. So you have to redo it, do the correction, and send back to them again. All right. So this is a process. All right. What do you do if your manuscript is rejected? My paper is rejected also many times. Last year we sent to ISI Impact Factor 7 journal regarding it's an environmental journal with my friend from University Multimedia in Kuala Lumpur. We sent together 3 or 4 authors together. We waited for a few months. At last, the answer is your paper is rejected. It's a high impact journal, ISI journal with 7 impact factor, very high. So the initial response from most authors whose articles are rejected is anger. Let's say sometime our article is rejected, we get, we are very sad, sometimes get angry, stressed, tense up and so on. And the desire to immediately send a reply to the editor. This is natural reaction, but you do not need to be emotional. If first time you send to Scopus, if it's rejected, we take it easy, because that's the first time you're sending. So you must know why it is rejected. So be humble and accept criticism, because no manuscript is ever perfect. It is always a good idea to review the improved manuscript and send it to a new journal. We can send to another journal, no problem. Okay? If it's rejected in one journal, we can send to another journal. All right? As long as we try to improve first before we send. So if you send it to a new journal, make sure you have addressed the weaknesses from the first version. It is really a bad practice to quickly flip the manuscript and just send an identical version to the next journal. Remember that in a specialized area, you can get the same reviewer. Okay, maybe the same reviewer who review your paper in journal A, when you send the paper to journal B, when it was rejected from journal A, maybe the same reviewer will review your paper again. So, you have to correct it before you send to another journal. This might happen, okay? This might happen. Okay, this is why the article is rejected in Malay. Okay, never mind, I skip this one in Malay. Actually, here is actually why it is rejected analysis. It's very limited analysis. Number of words as what the journal said is not enough. And then the topic article is the topic of the article is out of the scope of the journal. Okay. The topic is out of scope and so on. Okay, what do you do if the manuscript is accepted? Okay, once it's accepted, before you celebrate your achievement, you need to attend a few more tasks. If you have not completed them at the time of submission, you must complete the copyright form. Normally, once it's accepted, they will send a copyright form. Your manuscript is put and copied. You will be provided a digital object identification number, DOI, which helps to identify electronic documents. This is proof of publication and can be used in your CV, grant implication, or in the bibliography of your other manuscript. So this is one example. Okay, this one last year I published, and this is the letter by Shanlax. Congratulations. We are happy to inform you that your article entitled Questioning Techniques and Teacher's Role in the Classroom have been accepted by the panel of reviewers for getting published in the current September month issue of Shanlax Journal of Education. But This is not Scopus or ISI. This is indexed in ERIC. So this is the letter. Then after that, we have to fill in the copyright agreement form, which is provided by the journal. So these are the authors. This is the copyright form. Okay. This is one more example from EPRA journal copyright form. This one more example of a copyright form. Okay. So there is a few tips in Malay, Naman. It's all Malay. So once it's published, like EPRA International Journal, they provide a certificate once your article is published. This is an example of certificate I received from EPRA once my work is published. And this is another certificate from Shanlex. This one is from EPRA Journal. Both are from India, from Tamil Nadu. This is Shanlex certificate of publication. Okay. So this is example. So, publish or perish. This is the word by Prof. Bala. Very popular word. That's why I also published. Last year, I managed to publish 15 article in 15 article altogether, which include ERIC just now, and also in ISI, and also in Scopus. This year, I target 15, but a bit slowed down, but I already finished 10. So, in the process of trying another 3 more, so make it 13 for me. Okay, this is one of the example of my publication topic, historical development of Sultan Yusof Secondary School in the town of Batu Gajah in the state of Perak, Malaysia. I work with Associate Professor Dr. Khairi Arifin from Sultan Idris Education University. He's a history professor, so my background also history. And this research topic is actually, this is my former school, my secondary school. So I did a research on this school. After I did small research, then I decided to publish, and I asked the help from Prof. Khairi, who's expert in history. So he gave me a lot of advice. So we worked together and we published together, published in Shanlex International Journal of Arts, Science and Humanities last year, July. So this is the abstract written in the article. Abstract, the aim of this research is to study the history of Sultan Yusof Secondary School in Batu Gajah, Perak, and its development from 1907 to 1957. Sultan Yusof School was founded in 1907 by an Indian immigrant named K. Malaparaman Pillai, who came from India, migrated from India to Malaya, and he is the one who started off this school, and it was known as the Government English School. And it was the first English school founded in Batu Gajah, Perak, okay, Batu Gajah district. Sultan Yusof School, SYS, or better known as SYS, was attended by students from various races, particularly Malays, Chinese, and Indians. In 1956, Sultan Yusof School was divided into 2, primary and secondary, and also achieved a lot of success. So this is my abstract. Besides that, Sultan Yusof School also produced many leaders in Malaysia. So one of the former students of this school was His Majesty Sultan Azlan Muhyiddin Shah. He was the 34th Sultan of Perak and was the 9th Yang di-Pertuan Agong, King of Malaysia, who studied in this school. So this research is qualitative in nature and is approached through library and archival research using primary and secondary sources. The keywords, so every article when you send, you need to provide keywords. So the keywords is history, development, colonial education, English school. This is an abstract from my research article published last year. So this is the one. This is another one. I wrote last year on development of British colonial education in Malaya. This is historical based research, okay, which I rewrite again, and then with the help of other co-authors, and we published last year. And this is one more. Developing, this is Scopus Journal, Journal of Critical Review. Developing higher order thinking skills through blended learning among moral education students in Malaysia. All right. Okay. So this one I work with lecturers from Sultan Idris University in Perak. Okay, so the final part is my pantun here, and for all the Malaysian participants can listen to this as well as from India. Kalau ada pisau sebilah, jangan disimpan di dalam peti Kalau ada silap dan salah, wherever is right or wrong, don't keep in your heart. Jangan simpan di dalam hati Kalau ada cahaya surya, hari berburu dapat rezeki Kalau ada izin darinya, hope we can meet again in other platform, other international avenue, other conference and so on Hope we can meet again so that we can share our knowledge and experience Okay, terima kasih and thank you very much. Nandri Vanakkam to everyone in Tamil Nadu, in other part of India, and also all the Malaysian participants today. And this is my email address. So if feel free to contact me, or so that if you want to know more, you can email to me, or that's my mobile number. You can WhatsApp to me direct also from India, where now it's very easy, right? I used to call Dr. Frank, the one of the organizer, president of Lavender, almost every day on many things we spoke, because it's so easy to access now. All right. Thank you very much for listening to my slot. And I end my slot here. And maybe if you have any question to ask or any comments or any suggestions, I feel free to listen to you all because we are sharing our knowledge. In fact, nobody's perfect. All right. Thank you very much.
A very good presentation by Dr. Ganesan.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nada.
Hope the other scholars will benefit from your presentation. Keep up.
Sure. And then I have to do one in your institute also, Doctor?
Yeah.
You will organize one?
Yes.
And that one I can speak in Malay all.
Okay, no problem.
Doctor?
Yes, Prof.
I think, my question is, although we are having a lot of a discussion on the publication, but some student, still, especially the postgraduate student, reluctant to publish. So I think rather they go for Scopus, and because in the beginning, let them go like index journal, because Scopus and ISI sometimes take some time gradually to, what is your opinion, to make them motivation, at least paper come out, the first motivation them, but of course go to the index journal. So what do you advise these postgraduate students or undergraduate also? Sometimes they do all good research in undergraduate, but you only stay in the desk, they never publish. So it's not because parage. I'm not saying like that.
Yeah.
But you already talking so many events. I listen to you many forum, but sometimes the student or maybe the academics, they don't want to start somewhere. So I think rather we go so much on the Scopus. Of course, it will be our pipeline lah. I think is good go for something like index. So what is your opinion on that, Doctor? How do you
okay, Prof. Wait, okay. All right. Thank you very much, Prof, for the question. All right. Regarding students, either the undergraduate or postgraduate, but let me discuss for postgraduate first. Okay, those postgraduate students at PhD level, it depends on the university where they are studying, because some universities, there is a criteria set for them before graduation. They have to publish at least 2 articles, and sometimes they want it to be published in Scopus or ISI. This one I have heard from many students. So if that's the criteria, they can't help it. They have to publish in Scopus or ISI because that is the criteria set by the university where they are studying. But some universities, they just want them to publish 2 articles in any peer-reviewed journal. So that is fine. So if that's the case, they must write also. They must publish because that is the criteria. All right. Other than that, like undergraduate students, okay, maybe they don't have the criteria for them to publish. But what, as you said, Prof, they must put some effort to take initiative to start to write and then to publish in any journals. It's not Scopus and ISI because it's very high impact. For beginning, they can start to publish in any local journals in Malaysia or in their own particular country, no issue. and they can try to write to send and publish first. This is the beginning actually. Okay, not necessarily must be Scopus, ISI. Scopus and ISI, mostly those already experienced, they try to publish that. For undergraduate, no, it's not that you cannot publish in Scopus. It's up to you. But for beginning, as you said, Prof, let them try out, see what is the comment by the journals, and then see whether you can review or you can modify or you can correct what you have done. So as a researcher, as an academician, as a student, when we are in the academic field, writing is very important because this is where you document your work. Okay, it's not that we are like we want to carry ourselves. No, we need to publish. Without publication, people don't know our work. People don't know what we are doing. Okay, so for other researchers, for other academicians, of course, what I would like to not advise, Laila. I would like to share. Of course, we aim for high. We aim high, Scopus, ISI. But if you cannot publish in that high reputed journal, you can still publish in other journals. It's not a problem. Like I never published in Scopus and ISI first. I was publishing in my school magazine when I was a secondary school teacher in Sarawak, that interior school. In the school magazine, I start off, I write article. Then when I become a lecturer in the Teachers Training Institute in Sarawak, I publish in my Teachers Training Institute journal. It's not index, it's not international or what. It's a local journal. I start because I like to write. Okay, but simple thing is I love to write. So I publish in that journal first. Then after I move back to West Malaysia, once I'm here, so I start to publish in other journals like university journal, local journals. It's not ISI or what. Slowly I venture international journal only last year, Prof. Shanlax is my first international journal. Oh no. Before that, I think we already published in the Latin America journal. All right, the Analysis Liberal. Then I published in Shanlax. I know Shanlax is not ISI and so on, Scopus. It's only indexed in ERIC. I signed, they publish. And then I sent few papers, 3 or 4 papers, they published. Then they commented me, they asked me to publish more so that they can get Scopus status very fast because they already applied. Then I published in April, then I work with other scholars, slowly. Okay, it's not immediately, for the beginners, I'm talking about the beginners. For those who advance, like Professor Ramaya from Malaysia, Prof, our senior, USM, he already published more than 200 article in Scopus journal. His total number more than 200. And 1 year, he can publish around 15 Scopus, 15 articles in Scopus journal. He's one of the very high-known research scholar in Malaysia who can publish nearly more than 200 over Scopus. His level of work is very high. Maybe we cannot catch up with him because sometimes we need to relax and so on. So that's why Professor Ramya from USM, School of Management, former USM, our senior. Okay? So this is my suggestion, Prof. My sharing, in fact, sharing. So we need to write. Okay, don't get off tense up when our work is rejected or what. As those who are in academic field, you got no choice. But those who are working in other field, maybe it's up to them. If they want to write, write. If they don't want to write, it's okay, no problem. But for teachers, lecturers, we must do this. Because we are in academic line. Every day we are with books. So when we are with books, we get a lot of ideas. And we do research. So where we are going to taking this research to where? So one of the avenue is published in journal so that people can read. It's where how I can get to know Dr. Frank when he read my article which I published in the Global Research Forum on Diaspora and Transnationalism in New Delhi, India. He read my article. Last year they want to have a conference in Tamil Nadu on Palmyra culture. So he contacted me through email. I call him. Then we get to know each other and we start to work together. And now, of course, Prof, as you know, we're going to start off with 2 journals under Lavender. All right. So those research scholars, undergraduate student, you can contribute to Lavender International Journal of Education, Social Science and Humanities. Can check in the website. Website is done. Okay. I'm the chief editor. The other journal on management, technology and so on, Prof. Bala is the chief editor. by Lavender International. Lavender Club is the owner of this journal. So can send to this journal for starting. And last year, another student, undergraduate student from India, law student, Ashwin his name. A law student, undergraduate student, start the journal in India, Tamil Nadu, Journal of Legal Enforcement. A student, he emailed to me after he read my articles. He asked me to become an advisor for that journal. I asked him, "Are you a lecturer?" No, he said he's undergraduate student. I was shocked. So I'm the advisor for that journal also, Legal Enforcement in Tamil Nadu, India. He's a third year student in Tamil Nadu, a law student. I used to contact him also. Okay, I think that's what I can give my ideas. Any other sharing from others? Any other sharing? I think it's already 8 p.m. in India, right? It's already 10:30 in Malaysia. 2 hours, just nice. We completed 2 hours. All right, any other question? Anything to...
Good evening.
Yes, Dr. Narasimha.
Dr. Ganeshan.
Yes, Dr. Narasimha. How are
It
you?
was again nice to listen to you.
Sure.
And one thing that I love about you is your honesty.
Oh.
Honesty, you say when I was a teacher, I in a secondary school and then lecturer,
Yes.
This is the something, which our younger generation should emulate.
Yeah.
And I just love the way you put it across, how to begin, and especially the answer that you gave about the postgraduate students publication.
Yeah,
I think as teachers, it is our duty to encourage our students to write something. And I again quote you, writing is documenting.
Yeah.
Writing is documenting. And of course, as a researchers, and we should encourage our students, and under the leadership of you and our another great person, Bala,
Yeah.
we are doing excellent job here. Thank you, Bala. Thank you, Ganeshan. It's so nice of you that you are so closely associated with. And I would like to thank our Frank Joyson also, who has been arranging such excellent and very useful sessions for many of us. So on behalf of Lavender Club and on behalf of the participants, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to Dr. Ganeshan and Dr. Bala. Thank you. Romba Nandri.
ரொம்ப நன்றி டாக்டர். Yeah,
நன்றி,
thank you very
நன்றி.
much for your valuable, sweet comments on us. Actually, we are working together, in fact, for all the conference, workshop, short courses, and so on. And
Dr.
regarding
Ganesan?
this, yes, Prof.
I'll take a few words to say something. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Naresh Rao, thank you very much for the kind words. You also a genuine person, good heart person. Always I saw you. Every conference you are here. You are really,
Yes, correct.
Dr. Naresh. Okay, okay. So I think I'm the patron of this conference.
Conference.
So I'd like to first of all thank you to the Lavender Literacy Club India, which led by Dr. Frank Joyson, always a humble person, always hiding himself behind the screen, but he is a hero for all these conference, all these national, international, and so on. And the next person, I think I'd like to say thank you to Cap Comrade class, Dr. Regina.
Silvers.
He also same hiding himself behind the screen. Not the main actors, but they always the person that I really admire them, both of them. And also I'd like to thank to Dr. Ganesan for Malaysian Industrial Relations, Human Resource Association. You are also a champion on our NGO here, together with me and of course some good friends. And I really thanks all the participants here. You are very loyal to our conference. Why I say our? Because we are in the one big family. I think 2 hours is look like longer, but the point that we shared today is actually very, very, very nice. And I think it's going to be a day of a new life in your chapter. So you're beginning a new chapter in your life, where I started talk about research skill, Dr. Ganesan talk about publication. And I think we are here, no for money, nothing. I think me and Dr. Ganesan, Dr. Nareshwara, Dr. Frank, Dr. Regina, and many of the people here, we are not hunting for anything. Only thing we want to do, we give the best to you. And I very appreciate all these three organizations come with a truthful heart, The leaders behind this association, they are come truthful heart. They want to help. And I believe Dr. Ganesan, Dr. Mishra, Dr. Frank, our Congress getting popular. Yesterday, Dr. Frank signed an MOU with the Lavender Club, one of the private university. I heard they already signed an MOU. So Lavender getting popular. And soon after, Dr. Frank, Dr. Ganesan, we may go to India to sign MOU with the Lavender, sign both MOU with them so that we have more travel collaboration. And again, I think those people here, I think you are very frequent participant. We would like to say some good news, Dr. Ganesan. We will announce that. Probably we're going to have a face-to-face conference. We are planning for next year. I think
2023, Prof, I think.
Yeah, 23.
Next year.
Yes. But of course, we start announcing now. And good news is that they're going to organize near the border with Tamil Nadu and Kerala, and very beautiful place. And I think we go there not only holiday, as I said, networking, and then we also have a nice time. So all of you prepare from now so that we got a more fellowship and collaboration. And then of course we are going to launch the journal, the journal on that particular first meeting. And I think this is a starting point that we are going to network between, at the moment we plan between Indonesia, India, and also of course Malaysia. So I think with that, Dr. Ganesan, Dr. Frank, Dr. Narmashna, and then Dr. Regin, I think all of you is a really wonderful person behind the screen. And we are both, me and Dr. Ganesan, not boast ourselves. We never do that. I think we all our life throughout, we're getting PhD, professor, we never do that. We always be humble ourselves. And of course, our experience already come to that long. So we need to share this to our young people here. So the baton we will pass to you. You the one to bring the flag of your country and also flag of the world. So the change of the world depending on you, not with me, with our friend, the young people like Dr. Frank and Regina. You're all the young scholars, growing scholars. And me, Dr. Ganesan, maybe soon after, will be retired. Of course, we are working. We are not retired. I'm not retired. We still working. But the energy will be lesser and lesser. But you got a very good energy. So you start work at a young age. You have to run young age. If you come to our age, you need to slow down because you won't have the energy. So with that, I think, Doctor, I would like to say, and I'll pass to Dr. Ganesan before we end the session. Dr. Ganesan.
Thank you very much, Prof, for your comments. Any other question from the floor? Participant? Any other? If there's no question, I can. The chairperson.
Dr. Ganeshan, I don't think there are any questions because you will not allow us to ask questions because you clear all our doubts.
Okay, never mind.
Dr.
Right,
Frank, Dr. Frank, few words, Dr. Frank.
Dr. Frank is there, is it?
Yeah, he's there. I saw that, Dr. Frank.
Maybe we can close the session in a short while. I think, okay, no problem.
Yeah, we can. I think we can call it a day. We can call it a day.
Okay, thank you very much.
With the permission of Bala,
yes.
I take the liberty to call it a day.
Oh, yes. Okay, Doctor. Carry on.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Good night. See you again.
Thank you very much for everyone for participating in this.
Cairo Nabil is my former student from UMS. Thank you very much, Nabil.
We will meet together maybe, I think, December. Hopefully no other conference. We have to relax, I think. Maybe we can start off next year. Okay?
Yeah.
Almost every month. And of course, thanks to Dr. Frank, Frank for organizing this, and also from Cape Comorin, Dr. Regis Silvestre. And also
ask them to open the camera. They can open the camera. I want to see the face for the 2020-2021 face. Maybe we have we have move to 22.
Going
Okay,
to be
Dr. Nada.
2022. Huh?
Yes, yes. All
Thank you
right.
very much for all. Thank you, Mr. Nada, Dr. Nada,
Dr. Nada, thanks,
for
Nada.
coming to this conference all the way
Thank
from
you.
Sabah to
Yes, yes,
India.
yes.
ரொம்ப நன்றி.
Thank you, Prof.
Welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Ganesan.
Yes.
Sure.
Nabil, how are you, Nabil? Nabil from Sabah, Dr. Nada.
Yes,
Nabil
Mr.
is
Tom.
my UMS student.
Oh, good.
One of
good,
the
good.
best leader in my class. Nabil, how are you?
Yes.
Dr.
Good.
Ganesan, you can speak
Yes.
French. The father is very good French. Father is Indian, pure
Oh,
Indian,
okay.
but French
Alright.
lecturer. The son can talk. He's an IR expert doing PhD now. Hey,
Oh,
Nabil.
good, very good.
Okay, all the best. Say regard to your dad. Dr. Nada from
Good,
Keningau.
good,
Nabil, Keningau.
Jagdeep is still there, is it? Jagdeep, I think, left already.
Left already, huh? Okay.
Prof, what will be our next agenda? Forthcoming agenda.
What is that? What is that?
What will be our forthcoming agenda?
Next
So
year.
we can get our certificate.
For this conference or what?
This conference will be, is it end of for this year?
Oh, we are planning. I think I will discuss with Dr. Ganesan and Dr. Frank. Probably we are going to do face to face. Probably planning for next year. Like Dr. Ganesan, maybe 22, 23. If COVID all okay already, nothing happened, we are going to meet in India. So we are going to do like this. First India, and then following for India, we do it in Malaysia. After Malaysia, maybe we follow to Indonesia. So we're going to have this kind of a conference. So the small group will be traveling everywhere, but as you said, holiday plus scholarly meeting and writing.
Scholarly and leisurely.
So we're having a holiday get together, and we're growing a big family. I think this group of people, I think will coming again. So it's good for our students also here and lecturers, scholars. So, but of course, Dr. Frank and Dr. Regina, they will continue with organizing online conference lah. For this year, I think finish. This is the last for the 2021.
Hopefully, December no more. We have to.
Yeah.
Too tired.
We'll take a break for December.
Yes. Having holiday. Don't go and study anymore. Relax. Enjoy your holiday.
Relax mind.
I think I can see we do a lot. I think Dr. Ganesan are amazing. This year, Dr. Nada. So many conferences we do. Happen in my life.
Okay, I think that's all. We can close up. Okay, we can finish off here. Okay. Thank you very much, and we will meet again in other conference and so on.